All you need to be successful in real estate. I'm telling you. These 3 books will tell you how to do it, right? The methods and the models behind it. This one will tell you what to do as the market changes. And does the market change all the time? It changes all the time. And this one will tell you how to schedule your time block, your calendar to get it done. These 3 books, you'll be mega successful in real estate. And here's the thing, on Shift, page 65, Gary says, you'll regularly hear some real estate agents saying one method works better than another. This may be true for them. However, I believe any method executed properly and consistently can be quite successful. And top agents rarely use just one method. So the question you should ask is not what methods you will do, but what methods you will do first. The answer should be simple and straightforward. The methods that will generate the most leads in the shortest amount of time for the least amount of your effort and money invested. Listen to me, guys. What method should I do first? Here it is. Write this down or go to page 65 and underline it. It's at the bottom of this page. Gary says the methods that will generate the most leads in the shortest amount of time for the least amount of your effort and money invested. Okay? And then Gary Keller on page 65 is nice enough to give us all of these different lead generation activities that you can do. He gives you all of these. Right? Now, if you're newer to the business and you don't have a lot of tried and true methods yet that are showing up for you, what we talked about this morning is that you do them until you start getting a return on them. So you choose 3 or 4 methods and you do those consistently over time. Consistently doing the same thing. It's time on task over time. The thing about that is that we talk about, now, of course, the number one thing should always be database for everybody. I'm just telling you, database should be your number one for everybody, right? But your first list might include open houses, for sale by owners, expired listings, foreclosures. Now, I was talking to somebody the other day, and this person said to me, they said, I don't think everybody's cut out to make expired or for sale by owner calls. They just might not be cut out for it. And here's what I want to challenge. I'm not saying that I'm right, but let me ask you this question. When you were born, because this person said you're either born with it or you're not. When you were you born knowing how to tie your shoes? Yes or no?
No.
No. Someone showed you and then gave you a script for it. Calling expireds and FSBOs is no different. There is no right personality type to call a for sale by owner or an expired. Learn the scripts and you can do it because you can have the conversations. Joanne said here, it might be that you might not be cut out for it or you're afraid of it, right? Or you're afraid of it. So it's not that you can't call FSBOs and expireds and be successful. It's that you might have a fear around it. And that fear a lot of times is because we don't know what to say. That's why we practice. So Gary says here at the top of 66, if you're going to find what he said, what methods should you do? The methods that will generate the most leads in the shortest amount of time for the least amount of effort and money invested. He said your first list might include open houses, for sale by owners, and expired listings and foreclosures. That's your first list because that's how you generate the most leads in the shortest amount of time. The second list would be people in your database, your past clients, sphere of influence, friends, and acquaintances who you believe will send you referrals. And here's what we heard this morning on the call. Many people saying, well, it's boring. You're doing the same thing every day, right, Rosamond?
Yes.
But there was one lady on the call. There's multiple people on the call, but there's one lady that stood out to me, and she's been on Shift Pivot call for 6 months, and she's a newer agent, and she has 13 pendings already this month and 6 listings signed. And she's like, I'm on this call every single morning at 8:15, and then I go straight in. Actually, she's on a early bird scripting call that starts at 7:15 in the morning. And she scripts from 7:15 to 8:15. She's on the pivot call, and then she scripts again. And here's the thing. It's the same thing every morning, and it's boring. It's the same thing every morning, and it's boring. But if you just calendar the activity and just do the activity very mechanically and move through it, you will have success on the other side of it. It's time on task over time. All right, now I want you to write down, you're going to write down one of two things. You're going to write down, my morning is perfect and I do it every day and it's exactly what I need to be doing. Or I want you to write down the 3 things that you should do, or that you could choose to do to have a more consistent focus on your business, to get the results of 13 pendings and 2 closings and 6 listings. Here's the thing, guys. This business is hard. It's not for the faint of heart. It's why in 5 years, 87% of the agents that got licensed are out of it and only 13% survive. Because guess what happens in a 5-year period? The market changes. And if you spent your time getting lucky and you haven't put strategy into place to build a strategic business, to not get lucky, but to have a predictable business, then maybe you'll be out of the business when the market shifts. I don't know. So here's the thing. When we put consistencies and predictabilities into our business through proper systems, then we have the opportunity to build a persistent business. But here's the thing. If we're constantly chasing the shiny diamond, meaning that there's a shiny diamond monkey over here and I'm chasing it, and then I'm running after this one, and then I'm doing this for 30 days, and all of a sudden I want to do this one, and I'm looking at everybody else's business and I want to run after what they're doing, you're getting further behind, and further behind. And if you're in a leadership role, you're teaching them that it's okay to not have to lead gen at that time. So one of the things, I appreciate Davila seeing that, because Davila has a big team of agents and they're going to be constantly interrupting her with text messages, right, Davila? And so if they're doing that, one of the things we can do is we can say, okay, you should be lead generating right now, and let's talk after your lead generation is done. And lead generation is from 9 to whatever Davila has set up on her team that lead generation is. But Davila, in lead generating, you should be too, right? Your lead generation is a strategy that you can depend on having results. This lady that had these results of 2 closings, 13 pendings, and 6 listings this month. It's only the 13th of the month. She did it all in September. That's awesome. But how many of you would be over the moon excited with 2 listings every single month? All right. Well, it's not going to come by hoping for it. You have to do the work for it. All right. And are you willing? Are you willing? Are you willing just to move through your schedule, make your calls, and then at the end of the day, say, okay, I did it. I may have gotten an appointment. I may not have gotten an appointment, but I hit my activity goal. And I know that if I hit that activity goal every single day, 30 to 60 days, I'm going to get the result that I'm hoping for. This business is a long game, people. It's a long game. And you signed up for it. And I appreciate that. And you will appreciate it in your check, in your income, in your bank account a year from now when you're seeing some really great results from your efforts. Okay. All right. So thank you guys for this morning. Here's what I want to say. Tomorrow we are script practicing. Now, we've got 14 people on this call, so I'm hoping 14 people are going to show up and more are going to show up tomorrow for script practicing. We do not script practice all online here. We don't put it on Facebook. We break into groups of 2 off of the call. I can break you into breakout groups for those of you who haven't participated before. You don't necessarily have to, you're not going to be script practicing in front of everybody. I'm not going to put you on the spot and ask you to do that. It's a safe place to come script practice and role play to get ready for your business. And I would say right now, when you get off this call, if you've got a script practice partner, you're getting on the phone 10 or 15 minutes in scripting. If you don't, find one. And if not, you're rolling straight into your lead generation. All right. And you're going to just swing that axe. And it talks about the first domino. And guys, you are the first domino. You have to start. You have to start. Today is a new day. The clock just reset, right, Joanne? Clock just reset. All right. Have an amazing day, guys. I'll see you tomorrow morning. Bye.